I'm mostly at home now, and it's getting kind of boring. And at some points, I really thought that I was going to lose my mind because I'm always indoors.
It's really hard staying inside since we're in quarantine because I'm very active. So it's been really frustrating not like going out and seeing my friends and like being in shows and stuff.
I became a teacher because I didn't want to sit in an office. I didn't want to be working on a computer 24/7 and doing things like this.
It's just been a really weird time. It's just kind of every day I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe we're living in this time right now where nobody can leave their house. It's so weird.
My mom and stepdad live in the backyard and they're in their 70s. So there's a lot of anxiety with letting them leave the house.
Not as much paranoia for me, but my dad is 63 and diabetic, so he's a little more at risk than most of the people that I interact with. So there is a little paranoia, but I try to not let it dictate everything that I'm doing.
We're keeping our distance as much as we can. We have our own towels that we use after we wash our hands. We're aware of the surfaces that we touch.
The hardest thing is my husband. His job was considered essential. He decided this week to kind of furlough himself. We decided that he was just going to volunteer to stay home and not receive pay because I'd rather have that than have somebody get sick.
We were not even preparing to go out of school until maybe 3 days before we were told we were not going to have school. So we were told March 13 that around 12, it was official, 12 noon, that we were not going to go to school for 2 weeks. We were told to prepare for distance learning. We made packets for 1,600 kids on Thursday afternoon, so around 1:15 is when our meetings were, because kids get out early on Thursdays. We started busting out worksheets, plans, had all the departments send their plans and their packets down to the admin's office, the printing office, and they printed all our packets so that we could give them out on Friday. We did not get a warning at all about the virus or any school closures until Tuesday. So 2 days before we were to print those packets, we were told, hey, we might be out of school, we might not be out of school, but there was no for sure word. But we, as a history department, we started preparing. But in that day, I remember on that Thursday before we left, it's Thursday, March 12th, I believe it was March 12th, because March 13th is when we got the final decision. We were already giving the packets out on Friday just in case, but the official word didn't even come until the middle of the day. So that's how chaotic it was.
I was joking in the morning to one of my classes. I was like, hey guys, love you all so very much. Hope I don't see you on Monday. Ha ha ha. You know, we were kind of joking about it. And then when it happened, I kind of freaked out because I really didn't think it was going to. I had been under the impression that it was just kind of a flu and sure, people were going to get it. It was going to be no big deal. And then when I heard that, I thought, oh no, it's a lot worse than what we realized. And I was terrified. As far as how it was going to affect the rest of the school year, I kind of assumed that we would just come back right after spring break and that everything would be fine. And now they're not saying that we're going to be done for the rest of the year, but nothing is going to be the same for the rest of the school year. And I truly don't believe we're going to go back.
Because we wanted to continue our classes, but we needed the infrastructure to put everything online, which was different for different instructors. That was the main struggle that we had, but also we didn't have physical access to our building, so we couldn't get a lot of and we still actually don't have physical access to our buildings. We still can't get a lot of our materials and supplies that we need for teaching. So those have been the main struggles from a departmental standpoint.
Right now, all the kids are in so-called distance learning, but that depends again if they have technology at home. Everything that is school-related is online. We use Schoology, a platform called Schoology, where we upload the assignments, and the kids they turn in their assignments on there. If they don't have access to that platform, they are given some flexibility where they can use email me, or they can actually text on a Google phone number that teachers have set up. So if they don't have internet, but they have data or some sort of phone that has some sort of service, they are able to do that as well. Other things that we've done, we've been a lot more flexible. So we are not taking any points off if a child's assignment is late. There's no late penalty. Whatever the child turns in, we are to grade it. If they don't turn in anything for the week, we call their houses or get into contact with whoever we can. If we can't, as a teacher, we go and call admin or the counselors, and they make a house visit if there is an address, or they go ahead and call. But other than that, those are kind of the accommodations that we've done. We've been more flexible. No failing grades. LA Unified has made it, and we have established that no child will be getting a letter grade of an F for the spring semester.
It becomes really hard to give that one-on-one help over the phone, especially when a child doesn't have FaceTime or doesn't know how to navigate Zoom. So you just have to learn just a lot more patience than what you previously had to learn as a teacher.
Songs I'm editing and the audio projects I'm working on, it's all pretty much the same.
So you saying like no new challenges really when it came to the whole online transition?
Not for me. I can see how a lot of other courses and classes could have a really tough time with an online transition.
I think the one struggle has been there's so many students who don't have laptops or computers, and they are just trying to take a course basically on their phone. And that's people have reached out to me and like, I'm trying to do this quiz on Canvas, but it's not working on my phone. And it's just like, I don't know what to do. I teach a writing class, and if students don't have anywhere to write a paper, some of them are typing like whole papers on their phones, which is not ideal for the learning situation. So that's mainly what I've been contacted about, is students who don't have the equipment necessary to get through the class online, which is really unfortunate.
Tougher, not having the professor there to answer your questions as you have them and stuff like that. So
After Grossmont College, I plan to transfer to SDSU. I've already been accepted. It's just that I don't know how they're going to continue with the fall semester. I don't know if it's going to be online. I don't know if it's going to be in person by the time we reach fall. I really hope that this thing subsides eventually. And after all of this, I just really hope things just go back to normal so that we can continue with our lives and our education. Because right now it's going to be hard doing, because in my major, everything that we do is hands-on. And so if we do online all the time, we're just going to have to, it's going to be more challenging. So we have to find alternatives to do that. But I really hope that we get to go back to normal again so that we can continue doing our projects.
So the first thing that happened was CIF canceled all spring sports, which kind of sucked because I've swam my whole life, been 4 years varsity, and definitely sucks not being able to finish my senior year varsity season. So that was a rough one to take. They canceled senior banquet officially, and Disneyland canceled our grad night. But as of right now, we're still supposed to walk on June 4th, as long as nothing else happens and prevents us from being able to do that. And prom was originally supposed to be in May. I don't remember the exact date, but they pushed it out to June 27th for now.
So, in base of the situation of coronavirus, I found myself very sad because last semester in my other production class, I applied to an international competition with the BEA, the Festival of Arts, which is placed in Vegas. And that was my first time in a competition. And I was kind of waiting for it, see how it goes. But then I found in February that I placed the second place. I don't know if I say it correctly, but I got the second place in the audio competition in audio multi-track, which was a huge thing for me. And I got very happy, and everyone in college and all the professors and everyone was just congratulations, you made it. And I got very excited because actually they sent emails saying congratulations, and we're gonna see you in Vegas on April and to get your award. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like a dream. I was so excited, but then with all of this, that was the first thing that got canceled.
In terms of the application process going into SDSU, I've been having some problems with that, mainly because additional paperwork that needs to be done. Most of the offices are closed, governmental offices that I need to get paperwork from. And so I've been having trouble with that, getting it in person because everything is just closed.
Graduation, I don't think they're holding a graduation at all. I think we don't really know a lot of information, but I personally think that we're just gonna get our diplomas since there can't be over 5 people in an area, so yeah.
There's a lot of senior activities and experiences and memories that we're not getting because of the coronavirus. Biggest one for me, hands down, is swim season. I remember being a freshman, watching all of our seniors at the time, swim their last swim race and have their senior night, get their poster, which all sounds kind of irrelevant things, but all things I was looking forward to. And I started swimming when I was 6 years old, and I was that 6-year-old that was constantly talking about swimming for my high school and being on the varsity swim team and was super excited. So it's definitely sad that I swam my last swim race and had no idea. Definitely sad that we're not going to get to grad night. One of my friends last year, she talked about grad night being one of the best nights of her 4 years of high school, and so I was always looking forward to that. I had a group of friends I was going to go with, and I'm really sad that's not going to happen. I hope we still get to walk at graduation because that would be a really big miss in my opinion, getting to say goodbye to all my fellow classmates who I've been in school for 4 years with. There's just a lot of things that little things that we're missing out on that underclassmen will hopefully get to have when this is over.
This was about my transfer year. I did hear back from CSU Northridge. I think they had sent theirs out before all of this had gone down. SDSU and CSU San Marcos sent me emails saying, hey, we're looking out for you guys. Don't worry, we know you're here, but things are delayed and things are going to be postponed just because of all this stuff going on. So yeah, that was the biggest sort of hit to my academic plan that I took.
I was planning on going to San Diego State next year. I've gotten accepted. I haven't officially accepted my intent to enroll. So it's definitely making me think maybe Grossmont College if things are going to go online, because I don't want to pay a bunch of money if I'm not going to get to go to actual school and everything. I think colleges should change the cost of tuition because a lot of the money we pay into tuition is to get that college experience, to be able to go to sporting events and go to actual campus and meet people from all over the country, socialize with other college students, and it's not going to be the same.
my diploma is going to be mailed into my home like a month or 3 months after graduation. I'm bummed out. I'm really bummed out that we're not going to be able to do an in-person graduation because I've been looking forward to that day that I could graduate at Grossmont and get my associates.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it with a whole bunch of my friends who are also finishing up Grossmont as well, because I've been at Grossmont for 3 years now, and it's just been, I don't know, it's just been really hard with that thought of doing a virtual graduation.
So besides of the going online for the classes, the thing that mainly broke my heart was knowing that it's not ceremony for the graduation this spring semester, because as I say, I'm from Colombia and I have no family here in the United States, and my whole plan was just like end up, because I was planning to bring my mom, my sisters, my whole family were planning to come and stay in my ceremony. And for me, it's not only to just look and have a diploma. For me, it's more like a huge goal that I'm achieving here, and more in a second language, in a different country, in a different culture. And I feel very proud of myself, and I know my family too. So that was very, very heartbreaking, and I was like, even like wanted to cry, because I'm like, oh my gosh, how this is happening like less than 2 weeks, 3 weeks, everything is just like going down.
I was very upset and devastated because I was looking forward to like going to Disney World and going to all the different parks. And I was actually like not planning on going to this trip since it was so expensive. But my grandparents were like, no, like this is like a one in a lifetime opportunity. You probably won't be able to do it again. So we raised enough money to go, and then we heard that it was canceled, and it doesn't our travel agency doesn't cover pandemics, so we're not able to get any money back.
I always find a way to kind of get what I want. And especially if it's a customer service issue, I have a level head. I can talk to people. I can explain to them why things need to happen. But the problem was that rules are rules. And in this situation, we had signed a contract saying no refunds, no matter what. And so no refunds, no matter what.
Life is life, you gotta do what you gotta do. And if this is meant to keep people safe and healthy, then I'm all for it.
I've been really impressed by the dedication of our faculty members to get their classes online. I mean, it definitely wasn't easy. I really am proud of them for how well they've done. The instructors have really come together to help each other, which I've really appreciated. You're starting to see kind of the best of people in a crisis, and that's something that I really appreciate.
This is just another test for everybody. I honestly think that, these are kind of the moments where, your resilience is tested. If you're passionate about the subject that you're in right now, you'll know with something like this, because you'll stick with it no matter what. You'll find a way to make that work.
Don't procrastinate your work. Don't put it off until like the last minute and submit it last second and get schoolwork done.
People get to rest. We can learn at our own pace, and the workload is not as much as what we were giving the students and what we're giving to us.
You can do it.
Hold on to hope.
You can go through this.
There will be an end point.
You are not alone.
Stay motivated.
Being more empathetic to others.
What's important is, your family, your safety first.
Everybody needed this rest. It's the end of the year.
I spoke to my dad yesterday, and he told me, son, this is a time to shine, and this is a time to let everyone know that you are strong.
Get in touch with your instructors and let them know what we can do to help you through this crisis, which will end someday.